I have done a lot of crazy things for BTS, and today we are going to tier rank them. Some of these are going to involve story times, and I'm trying to not make this video an hour long, so let's go. Okay, so my very top tier is Get Her a Straitjacket. Self-explanatory. The ones that are in this category are the ones that when I was writing them down for this video, I had to pause and really go on a little self-evaluation of like, what am I doing, you know? So that's a top tier. The next tier is Would Make My Friends Concerned. Now listen, this is specifically my like non-K-pop, non-BTS friends. I love them. They are so supportive. They're very like, you know, if it makes you happy, I'm happy for you. But the things in this category would make even them a little bit concerned. The third category is just girl. When I tell you the things that are going to be in this category, that will probably be your reaction. Girl. The next category is, I mean, alright. Pretty self-explanatory. It's not that bad, you know? I will tell you and you'll be like, I mean, alright. Go off, I guess. And then the last category is just pretty chill. In comparison to everything else on this list, these things are pretty chill. Okay, we're gonna jump right in and start. The first one that I have is buying photo cards and other merchandise at unreasonable times. And it's these two photo cards. Jimin's Love Yourself, Her, and Answer photo cards, because I very specifically remember buying these two photo cards at inappropriate times. The Love Yourself, Her one I bought in the middle of English class. I was supposed to be doing my work and I saw this photo card and I stopped everything I was doing to buy that instead of doing my work. And the Love Yourself Answer one, I was actually on a trip with my friends. We were going to California for a week and we stopped in Vegas and everybody got out of the car, you know, they were all excited for this fun trip we were going on. And they were like, Liv, come on, like, let's go. And I was like, hold on. And I literally made them wait in the parking lot so that I could buy this photo card. And they were like, did you just buy something? Like before we even go on the trip? And I was like, you don't get it. I need this photo card. Because it was like the last one to complete the set. But yeah, this may seem a little insane to say this, but I am gonna put this in the pretty chill category. Hey, Grim. It may not seem pretty chill right now, but trust me, in comparison to some of the other ones that I have coming, this is pretty chill. Okay, next up we have staying up / waking up early for online concerts, award shows, etc. I use this picture from Yet to Come in Busan at 2:30 in the morning, me just in my bed with my army bomb ready to go. But as a general overall like consensus of how crazy is it to stay up or wake up between the hours of 1 and 5 a.m. just to watch an online concert or an award show or anything of that sort, I think I'm gonna put it in Would Make My Close Friends Concerned. Like, it's not that crazy, at least to me. Not that I'm like that sane, so maybe my opinion shouldn't matter. But from personal experience, whenever I do tell my friends about this, they are concerned. When I send my friends a text at 3 a.m. and they're like, why were you awake? And I was like, oh, BTS were performing on an award show in Korea. Like, it was the Mama Awards and I had to stay awake to watch them perform for 3 minutes, so I sat through the whole 4-hour award show just in case they showed up. I get concerned looks. I do get concerned looks. So this next one we have, now we're gonna start getting a little more insane, because this next one is sleeping on the streets of Las Vegas at 4 o'clock in the morning to get merch. Yeah, no, even saying it, I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and put her straight in the straitjacket. She's going straight in the jacket. Just saying that sentence out loud. I did vlog this experience if anybody's interested, but yeah, we woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, went out onto the streets of Vegas, and got in a line. I think the line didn't even open till like 8 or 9, but we really wanted we really wanted to make sure that they weren't going to sell out on the merch, so we went anyway, and we were tired, we fell asleep, not like asleep, we were like nodding off, but we woke up, and I remember just like looking at my friends who I was with, and I was like, we're literally just sleeping on the streets of Las Vegas right now for like a hoodie. You're insane. You're insane. You were sleeping on the streets of Vegas at 4 o'clock in the morning under the highway. And the worst part, I would do it again. I would do it again. That BTS tour, whenever that comes next year, catch me on the streets of Vegas, I guess, because I would do this again. It's also crazy because we did that and there was still stuff sold out. I remember we wanted that blanket and it was still sold out somehow. I don't even know. Next up, we have bringing a cardboard cutout of Jimin to my high school graduation. Now listen, before we get too ahead of ourselves, this was not me, technically this was not me, this was my sister. I actually had no idea this was happening. My sister asked me like, hey, what do you want for like your graduation present? So I jokingly said, oh, I just want Jimin. I should have known better with my sister, and she handmade a Jimin cardboard cutout, and then he's actually back there, collapsed on the floor. He's fine, he's just resting. But yeah, after I graduated, I went up with my family, and my sister and her husband, they were like, hey, like, do you want to see our gift? And they went to the car and they came back with a Jimin cardboard cutout, and he was holding flowers. So technically, this wasn't me, but also did I make sure that he was in the family photos we took that day? Yes. So I think I think I'm gonna put him in girl, because was it insane to bring him into the family photos? Yes. Was the actual making of and bringing a cardboard cutout to my graduation my idea? No. But I think that girl is a good middle ground. It is a little insane, but also I feel like it could have been weirder. It could have been weirder. Next one is skipping school or class for BTS related things. And again, I used the Film Out music video because I remember my senior year of high school, the Film Out music video dropped in between, it like dropped right after my first class of the day ended, and I didn't listen, it's me trying to justify this to sound less crazy. Me and Lynn had the same second period class. We both had psychology together. And again, it was senior year. It was like we weren't doing that much. And we were like, let's just skip the first half of this class, go out into the parking lot and sit in the car and watch the Film Out music video because it was dropping at that exact moment and we wanted to watch it so bad. So we did. We skipped like half of our psychology class to watch the Film Out music video a couple of times. And then we came back to that class. So I'm gonna put it in, I mean, all right. To me, I'm like, I feel like in comparison, this isn't that crazy. So it's gonna go in, I mean, all right. The next one, as you can see from the picture, is Bang Bang Con. It is staying up for over 24 hours for Bang Bang Con. If you aren't familiar with Bang Bang Con, they were just playing a bunch of old BTS concerts. Keep in mind, the concerts that I've already seen, I've already watched these multiple times, but they were playing them live for 12 hours. So, and the reason that I stayed up for over 24 hours is because it started at night. I don't remember what time, because again, this was like 5 years ago, but it started at nighttime. It was like all night. And I remember because it was 2 days, the first day ended about 5 minutes before I went into work. So I watched it, went into worked the whole day. And then I was like, oh, maybe I'll take a nap after work before day 2 starts, because that's another all night thing. I don't remember why, but I did not end up taking a nap, and then stayed up for another whole night concert, and then went about my next day. So it ended up being over 24 hours of just being awake for concerts that I had already watched and basically memorized. And the more that I'm explaining this to you, the more I think we can all agree that it should just be put right in get her straitjackets. This next one is another one that's a little crazy to say out loud. So in August of 2022, I had a surgery because I had an extremely deviated septum. I learned that it's not normal to not be able to breathe out of your nose. And now that I can breathe out of my nose, it was like life-changing. That was a very painful recovery for that surgery because it literally was just like this middle part of your nose, just straightening it out so that I could breathe out of my nose. I could not move my face. I couldn't eat. It hurt to even drink like out of a straw. I was in so much pain and I was so tired. I was falling asleep like every 5 minutes. I couldn't stay awake very long. But you know what happened that same day that I had that surgery? Bad Decisions, the song, dropped. And in true fashion of Bad Decisions, I decided I am gonna stay up because I want to hear this song the second it drops and watch the music video as soon as it comes out. I think it was like 10 or 11 p.m., which isn't that late. But again, I had literally just gotten out of a surgery. I literally posted a Snapchat being like, still recovering, still in immense pain, but Bad Decisions is so good. I think I'm gonna put her in Would Make My Friends Concerned. And listen, it wouldn't take much to convince me to put this one in Get Her a Straitjacket either, because that's actually insane. But I feel like it's not that crazy. Like, it is. I was like, I might be in extreme pain and I might be barely holding on to consciousness right now, but I will be making a bad decision and I will be listening to this song as it comes out. Call that dedication, honestly. Next up, we have watching a White House meeting live because BTS were speaking there. It was an iconic moment. BTS were invited to the White House, and me and Lynn actually had a sleepover that night. They were speaking like that morning. We woke up early because we didn't know what time it was, and like a lot of other people, at least who I saw, we didn't know exactly what time they were going to be giving their speech, so we just went onto like the link that they gave us, and because of that we ended up sitting through like an hour, or it was like an hour and a half of just, I don't even know what, just like actual White House meeting that we did not care about. We were like falling asleep while waiting for them to come on. And then they gave their speech and it was amazing, and I'm still so proud of them for that. And yeah, honestly, I would do it again. I'm gonna put her in, I mean, all right. It is a little crazy, but also like, it's not that crazy. It could be so much worse. So next up, we have watching butter melt for an hour on live. We were all there, you know, it was a moment, it really was. We still talk about it to this day. I was actually in my animal science class and I saw the live notification. I was like, why is BTS going live right now? They never go live around this time. So I pull it up and my friend, she was watching, she was like, is that just butter melting? And I was like, yeah. And I was like enthralled. I was watching this live with everything in me. And just for it to end and be like, hey, like their new single Butter is coming out this day. And it was funny because she was literally asked me, she was like, did you really just watch butter melt for like the entire class just for that? And I was like, yeah, I did. And then I left that class and our friend group would always meet up after our first class of that day. And me and Lynn started like excitedly talking about how we both just watched butter melt for an hour and the rest of our friends were so concerned. So immediately it's going in Would Make My Friends Concerned, because it did make my friends concerned. And you know what? I would do that again too, and I kind of did. When Marvel went live to do their Avengers Doomsday cast announcement, did I sit and watch chairs slowly be revealed for 6 hours? Yes. And the whole time was I thinking of that time that I watched butter melt for an hour? Yes. Next up, we have another, Hope on the Street? No. Live on the Street. Because this next one is wandering the streets of LA in the middle of the night with dead phones. It was after the PTD LA concert. So our phones were like dying because we had just filmed this whole concert. My phone died. Lynn's phone died, my friend Bree's phone died, and Jade's phone had like, I don't even know, probably like 10% left. Ubers kept canceling on us because it was too busy. Jade's phone has like 10% left, and she was like, I gotta like get us an Uber. So we were like wandering down away from the stadium because they kept canceling on us because they were like, it's too busy, I can't get in there, I'm just gonna cancel. So we were trying to get away from like the busy stadium by taking like these back streets of LA, and only one of us had a phone that was charged and only had like 10% left. And like, here's the thing is, we weren't even like, I don't know, I guess I can't speak for anyone else, but me personally, I wasn't even that like scared. Like I should have been, because I was wandering the streets of LA with no phone, but I wasn't, because I had just seen BTS live for the first time, and I was like, literally nothing can bring me down right now. And it might not be that insane, but if you know me personally, you know that I'm the most paranoid person you'll meet. Like I leave my house as the sun is setting, and I'm like, I'm gonna get kidnapped, I'm gonna get murdered, everything bad that could possibly happen is going to happen to me because I'm alone and it's dark and it's scary. And I live in like a small town. So in any other circumstance, even just the thought of wandering Los Angeles with only one phone charged and barely any percent and no Ubers answering, and it being like 1 o'clock in the morning, that like sounds like my personal hell. Like that should have like terrified me. I should have been so scared. I should have been having like panic attacks. Like if that happened in any other circumstance, I would have been having a panic attack. But I was literally fine because I had just seen BTS, and I was like, I'm so happy right now. So I am gonna put this in Get Her a Straitjacket. It also goes in this one because like it's so out of character for me. And so for that reason specifically, give me a straitjacket for that, because who was that? Next up, I can tell you right now, compared to these other ones, you're gonna be like, I know exactly what tier that one's going in. And that is bringing photo cards with me everywhere. This is such like a staple K-pop experience. Like we all do this, and if you haven't done this yet, get on it because it's the most fun. I take photo cards with me everywhere, immediately going in pretty chill, because compared to just like wandering streets of a busy city that I don't know with no phone, this is like the chillest thing ever. A little more crazy is giving random strangers on the internet my home address. Listen, it sounds crazy when you say it like that, but like, they like BTS too. How bad can they be? This picture is my friend Claudine. Claudine, if you're watching, hi. This is not the picture you told me to use, but I couldn't find that one, so this is the one you're getting. She has my address, and I have hers. She's on all of my like social medias, all of my private stories. I'm on hers. She posted a Snapchat the other day of her at home, and I was like, hey, your living room got redecorated. And she was like, yeah, how'd you notice that? And I was like, I just know like what the inside of your house looks like. Have we ever met in person? No. You know, I'm gonna put this in girl, because to like other people, like to my friends and to other people who aren't in like this kind of fan space, that's probably a little insane. That she likes BTS too, so I'm gonna give her my home address, and we're gonna send things to each other, and like she knows where I live, she knows like everything about me. But I feel like in a fan space, it's not that crazy. This next one is a little crazy, but also it was kind of an accident. It is getting the worst sunburn of my life because I was in a rush to get merch. Listen, this is the August D concert in LA in 2023. It's this picture here on the screen, but I will put a bigger one here. You can see the line on my arm of how bad this sunburn was. It was the worst sunburn of my life. And it was because we were rushing. We really wanted merch. We were kind of like running behind for this concert, and we really wanted merch. We wanted to get in line, and we were running late, and I just completely forgot to put on sunscreen after like telling everybody else in that group, like, don't forget sunscreen, don't forget sunscreen. Forgot to put it on, the outfit that I was wearing was like long sleeved, but it was mesh, so it didn't actually do anything to stop a sunburn. And yeah, I got the worst sunburn of my life. But it was an accident, so I'm gonna put it in girl, because was it a little crazy? Should I have like slowed down a little and remembered to put on sunscreen and been like, hey, August theme merch is not that important, but it was at the time. And yeah, next up we have staying in extremely sketchy hotels for BTS. This picture that I used is one of the only pictures I have from inside of this hotel. We literally just stayed there for one night. This was in 2021 for Permission to Dance in LA. The night of the concert, we were like, we're just gonna get a hotel near the concert because it'll be quicker and it'll be right there, and we'll be leaving the next morning. It doesn't have to be like a really nice hotel. That hotel was so scary. Like, it was like, yeah, it was a whole thing, girl. It was sketchy. The door wouldn't lock properly. There was people like screaming in the parking lot. We ordered food. We ordered like burgers to the hotel, and like when they were in the parking lot dropping off the food, we were like, I don't want to go out and get it. I don't want to go out and get it, because it was so sketchy to even leave that hotel at night, like to leave your room. I'm gonna put this one in girl, I think. Okay, maybe I'll put this one in makes my friends concerned, because it did. And finally, for this list, keep in mind there's so many more that I could have added. I was just trying to keep this video not insanely long. I could honestly do a part 2 with a whole new list. Unfortunately, I have done so many crazy things for them. But the last one for this list is the insane dissecting of the Shadow music video. Me and Lynn went to our next class. It was like, we called it XLT. It stood for like extra learning time, and it was a 45-minute class that you had every day before lunch, and it was literally just to like do your homework, catch up. We would do assemblies during this time, stuff like that, right? And me and Lynn had the same class. The day that this music video came out, oh my god, were we insane. Like if I ever wonder like, why was I not more popular in high school, this is why. Because in the middle of this class, we were sitting at our desks. There's not that many people in this class, maybe like 15, 20 people. We had both of our laptops out, pulling up the Shadow music video and pausing it frame by frame by frame and dissecting every individual detail about this music video way louder than we should have. Everybody in this class was just so concerned with us, so I think it can make its home in would make my friends concerned, because it made strangers concerned. I don't know what consumed us when this music video came out, but it truly made us insane. This is my final ranking of some of the craziest things that I have done for BTS. Just looking at this list, I'm like, girl, you are insane, but also I would do it all over again, because like, I don't care how insane I seem, the things on this list are some of my best memories. Like, just being on the streets of Vegas at 4 a.m. scrolling through what merch we wanted to buy is honestly one of like my happiest memories, which sounds insane, and it might be, but I don't care, because it made me happy, and if it makes me happy, it doesn't matter what you think. But also, if you're watching this video, you've probably done equally insane things for them. Anyway, this video was so much fun to film. I love watching tier ranking videos, so I just had to do my own take on it. Comment some crazy things that you've done in the name of BTS or any other K-pop group or artist at all, so that I can feel a little more sane. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Have a great day or night or whatever it is, wherever you are. Bye guys.